Cool. All right, we're good. Welcome everybody to Iron Point's Hit and Review. I'm Dockhound. I run Iron Point, which is presently the most lethal pirate crew in Star Citizen. And I can say that with pride. Here with me today, I've got Canuck, Co-Wilco, and Guestium. These guys are members of my team, and they're going to help me talk about a couple of videos and maybe just bullshit about general topics. Anyways, you guys feel free to interject at any point in time. I am basically the MC for this event tonight, but like, step on my toes. This is a conversation. This isn't me leading you guys to water. All right.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So you guys want to do your own introductions? Canuck, we'll start with you.
Yeah. What kind of introduction are you looking for?
Oh, I don't know. Just who are you, and how long have you been playing in Iron Point, and how long have you been doing piracy?
So, obviously, the Canuck. I've been with Iron Point since I think October. Is that correct?
Sounds about right.
But yeah, I've been playing. I've been doing piracy with Iron Point since October. I've been doing piracy with Chaos for about a year or so before that, and I cut my teeth on piracy with the Mongrels before that. I've worked my way up in Iron Point to do a little bit of teaching and hold a crew chief position, and yeah, I've been working toward hitting that billion mark, and we did that not too long ago, and it was pretty awesome.
That was pretty awesome, and for everybody that's watching this, the whole reason we decided to do this is because we did hit the 1 billion mark for aUEC Stolen. It's been a while since I've done a hit and review video, but I figured this was as good a time as any. Co-Wilco? Calico?
Yeah, Co-Wilco.
Co-Wilco.
I joined Iron Point at the end of Feb, and not really doing much piracy, but from the start it was consistent, it was good hits, it was like the best gameplay I've experienced in my 5 years of playing, and yeah, I wouldn't change it for anything.
Well, awesome. Good. And how about you, Guestium?
Hello, so I'm Guestium. I was invited to Iron Point a few months ago because Richard and I have been looking for a good pirate org for quite some time. Tried a couple others and didn't turn out too well, but Iron Point is the best one so far. Had lots of fun and was glad to help reach towards a billion.
Cool. Well, you definitely had a hand in it. I've got at least one video in here with you in it. Actually, I've got two. But I think today we're gonna go ahead and open up by watching one of the videos. This one's from Canuck, actually, so he might have to talk more on it than me. But he's demonstrating some really good mantis flying in this video, and I'll put it up on screen here in just a second. If I could figure out where that present button was. Here we go. This is kind of difficult. There we go. I think I got it. Is this the right one? All right, cool. Share. Sweet. Kind of worked.
Yep, I see it. Oh yeah, my music. So yeah, I came across this guy at one of the yellow OMs when I was searching for reclaimers. I thought I'd give him a little scan to see if he had any cargo. Sometimes they're running drugs around here. He didn't have nothing, so I just let him go. He left, no problem. But I ran into him a couple more times as I was jumping around the OMs, and he started flinging missiles at me, as you'll see here shortly.
So it was the same guy that you kept running into.
Yeah, it was the same guy.
because I was watching this video, I didn't catch the name, but what I found good was that like you got close to the guy, you scanned him, and you're like, yeah, he's got nothing, so I'm just gonna leave him alone.
Yeah.
But right there, I see where you ate that missile, and you're like, okay, game's different now.
That's right. Mantises have to be, QED pilots have to be so aware of the fact that they are essentially made of paper when they're in a Mantis. So I got out, went and repaired myself and gave him a little warning. You keep chasing me, Corsair, I'm gonna blow your ass up.
I think you made the right choice there too. Is like too often people are afraid to run away, and like especially in the Mantis, like you really have to pick and choose your fights very carefully.
You got it. It's all about that distance control, and if I didn't have it at that point, he was still able to throw missiles, so I just got out of there as fast as I could. So ran into him again and closed the distance really quick, as you can see here. Got the snare up, and then I'm out of range for missiles there. I'm too close for missiles, so I'm pretty confident now. He's got, I think he has ballistics on this. And,
yeah, I think I saw him. Yeah, they're there.
So yeah, there they are. So I wasn't too worried about it at that point. I knew that he wasn't going to be able to get those on me, and it was just a matter of getting myself into position, because he's got a lot of boost right off the hop. So he's burning and trying to get nose onto me, and I've got to do the same to get around him.
Yeah, and he's taking his time because he doesn't think, like from his perspective, he just has to put his nose on you once.
That's right. And as soon as I find slot position on him, it's just a matter of holding it. Once I've got it, you're not getting away unless I run into you, which does happen. I mean, when you're flying at these close quarters, you're definitely susceptible to running into the target, especially if they brake check you.
Yeah.
And then it's just a matter of applying that damage over and over while keeping his nose off. It takes a little bit with the Mantis. I leave the cannons on it for this particular purpose. I mean, it's only 2 size 3, but it's better than the repeaters for the larger ships.
Yeah.
And he was actually kind of he was pretty good. Like he was always trying to get his nose back onto me. It's a little trickier to see when it's fast forwarded, but he ends up taking me down to into Atmo, and I think that was a pretty smart move too, because I think he tried to run me into the ground.
Yeah, actually, so that is one thing that I liked about this interaction was like both you and this pilot were actually pretty smart about what you guys were doing. He's doing a good job trying to put you on his nose. He's doing a good job giving you different shield faces. You're just a little faster, so he doesn't really have much of a chance.
Yeah, I've got all
but
the,
here, like, he's still descending. He's just decoupled.
Yep. And you can see, like, he's making me work for it. You can see that my power management into the boost is, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up. I'm using it a lot.
Yeah.
To stay out of that nose. He was a decent Corsair pilot. And being fast forwarded, obviously I was doing this for a while, so that is a good tip. Don't get fatigued. Don't lose position.
I can't tell you how often, like when I practice with our guys, and if I get into like a really good fight with like Spectre or Binary, like how I just completely, if it lasts for more than like a few minutes, I'm just too tired. I just slow down.
Stick fatigue is a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's got me pretty low here, and I think that I start scanning around.
Yep. There's a moment here where you scan, and it shows the mountains that he's flying towards.
Yep.
And I actually think he hits the terrain at one point.
Yeah, that's possible. And this is smart of him, because he's cutting off one of the directions that I can get around him by flying so low.
Yep. And here it is. So there's a mountain up ahead. You'll see it.
Oh yeah, right there.
And you'll watch him bounce like he hit it right there.
Gotcha. Yeah, and that's probably what slowed him down so much. It looked like that was a brake check. That was close.
That was a knife fight.
Yeah. See, he cut off that bottom angle, so I couldn't get around him. I had to just push over top of him and keep working the angle on him. And There he goes.
Man, what a good fight.
Yeah, that's. I feel like that's a important QED strategy, is to get yourself into that position, because as a QED pilot, your main focus is to keep the target there for your guys to kill.
Oh, yeah.
So like the two main things that you need to do as a QED pilot. When you're in a group, then getting into that position is, I don't know, it can still be important, but you can also make the decision to back off as long as you're out of missile range, and let your team just handle it.
Yeah, and it's rare to see. There's not a lot of videos out there from the Mantis pilot's perspective, because, you know, granted, it's really oftentimes it's not the money shot, it's not the sexy view. It's usually just that blip way over there, 10 kilometers away, is the guy that I'm holding, and that's it. So it's fun to see some actual, like, real visceral combat with the Mantis. You especially don't see that very often.
Yeah.
Especially one that takes that long. Yeah, that was pretty great.
Thanks.
I'm gonna add Thaddeus to this stage real quick. He just joined in. And a real quick side note for Thaddeus and Guestium, you guys can actually change your own avatar. I think it's in settings, and you can actually make your audio avatar like whatever you want. But yeah, Wilco, Guestium, you guys got any comments on the Mantis video?
Yeah, like you've seen there that the Canuck is a very, very good Mantis pilot. He handled the situation very well. Like that, when he went off to repair, was the right call. You can't win them all, and he knew straight away once he received that missile. It was a few seconds away from going down.
Yeah.
But that's all you can do, of course. There is just stay on its backside.
Yeah, that missile really almost ended you.
Yeah, it only takes one, and like I said, a good QED pilot needs to be highly aware of that at any given time, because once you lose a leg, you're done for.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Well, let's go ahead, and unless you got anything to add, Thaddeus or Guestium. I know you just got here, Thaddeus.
I did not know the Mantis could do that. Nice flying.
Thank you.
Most people can't do that in the Mantis.
Appreciate that.
Here's another positive video I think I want to go off of. Let me see, actually. Let me run through it real fast. Why didn't I make any notes on this one? But it's actually you, Guestium. Let me present. Here, I'll change our configuration. There we go.
Oh, that's the first one.
Coming off of his back at one point.
Oof. Got it right there. Was that when we got rammed?
Yeah, I got rammed.
Oh. That's always a shame. Well, let's take us fast forward. Okay, here we are. So here's another view that you don't get very often, is from the loot swoop. And people don't realize that the loot swoop can actually be very harrowing sometimes. Especially when the people that you hit keep coming back time and time again, because you become their #1 priority at some point. So we're just going to kind of tab through Guestium's video here, and I know you don't have the controls for it yourself, Guestium, but just let me know if you need me to go forward or back from any of these.
There's not too much to say.
Well, let's skip forward then.
I went in knowing I would likely get torped, and I was just ready for it every time. There were a couple instances when I thought someone was trying to ram me, but it turns out they weren't, but it's better to play it safe. So.
Yeah, that's for sure. I like how you've got this. It looks like when you park yourself, you've got yourself aligned and charged already. Was that a strategy you were using?
Yeah, it's
Maybe
just
not.
easier to get out of there. And then my back end is right up against the boxes.
Alright, close off.
So the guy putting the boxes in, he could just stand inside and drag them in.
Yeah, well,
There's
those
no
are
need
the
for two
chase,
people to
don't-
do it.
That's really smart.
Ramming like this.
And I don't remember which hit this was. I probably wasn't there for it. Oh yeah, there's some more missiles. Yeah, I see that. Actually, that might have been a torp.
That one I wasn't aligned, so I had to pop like 16 flares. But
Got shots on.
Man.
Too good. Aegis Eclipse. Or I mean, sorry, Gladius.
Okay.
and then it's pretty much free from there.
Jeez, I mean, look, we had what, 4, 5 pilots guarding you. It just kind of goes to show like how easily how easy it is to
out of the ship, you fuckers.
It would have been reasonable after this.
to kind of like ruin an operation. Like in ours, after we make our hit and we're collecting all those boxes, and someone comes back to ruin what we're doing, all they really have to do is kill our loot swoop, our cargo ship. But what I really liked in those videos of yours, Gestium, was that like it showed like you survived all of those hits, and it showed that you had like a strategy for avoiding it. How many times? Okay, I guess I'll ask this: how many cargo ships have you lost until you had a good working strategy?
One. I died earlier in that session, and then aside from that, I haven't really done cargo in heated combat before.
Was that like one of your first or second time?
I've done loot soup a couple times before, but never under stress. So I knew
Okay.
I knew to park the back of the ship right up against the boxes, but the aiming at a quantum marker came up with that on the fly when I noticed the Eclipse would probably try to toward me.
I think that's a really good idea, and I want to keep that one going forward because it's absolutely brilliant.
And you can reset very quickly too, and like you can be back there in about a minute, 2 minutes at most, and just go and go again until usually the Eclipse would die, so it gives me time.
Well, I like that. I think we need to keep note of that one, and whenever we get around to like doing another piracy night or another piracy class connect, maybe that's a good one to teach for the loot swoop.
Yeah, loot swoop. I haven't actually done a loot swoop class yet, but I do remember that after we got hit on that first one, it was like a fool me once kind of thing, and then we made sure that they had one guy sitting in the seat and Gestium pulling up and just having the one guy loading boxes. That's brilliant. It actually works out better because then you don't run into the support beam nonsense when you've got multiple people moving the boxes. So ends up actually going a little bit faster sometimes.
How about that? Huh. All right. That's kind of cool. Well, I've got another video. Unless you guys have any comments, Wilco, Thaddeus.
I guess for the guide putting the boxes in, just do the legal reclaimer missions, salvage missions, and just make a box for it in a reclaimer a few times. So get you really good at stacking those boxes quickly.
All right. Well, here's the next one. Again, this is you, Gestium. You're kind of you're a hit tonight. So this is actually in our $1 billion hit. And this is a boarding action from you. So this was after we had disabled the...
Does somebody want to form up on the other airlock?
Here we go. I think it was disabled. Actually, I don't think it was disabled. I think you guys just went in.
Yeah.
We went in, and then the ship moved right after.
It is blue.
Right, and you'll see that in a second. There's
Get in.
Sophia there, and I think Gestium was a hammer on this.
We're going inside. Somebody, they're moving.
So the ship's moving. That was a Gladius.
That was close. That was close.
That was a really close insertion.
Third guy didn't make it, so Fiora gets that guy.
He actually had weapons on him. Alright, I'm gonna take the bridge. Okay. He's still locked.
Here it comes.
He is out of the
It's a good job checking behind you.
Okay. Out of the seat.
Yep. Here I should have followed Sophia, but I went left for some reason.
Right.
No, it's not a bad idea.
It's not uncommon to split.
So you did the right thing coming back when she came under fire, though.
You also could have went around and flanked from behind.
I think that was my original intent, but I don't want Sophia to get full kills.
True, and you don't know if there's somebody else up there waiting for you.
I just
Right.
didn't know at the time, so.
Dropping down.
You still have one person living.
I think you went down the right way.
Hitting bridge.
Full plume.
They were kind of merge on each other by accident and get pushed.
Yeah, I think that's mostly just
Yeah.
Nice.
wait and see.
That was solid.
Sophia got hit hard, I took cover, and then I obliterated that dude.
All 3 buggers down.
Awesome. Confirmed.
Very nice.
Dropping snare.
Yeah, that was smooth and fast.
Yeah, it was.
Man,
Sorry. From here, you guys went to the back of the ship, and I think it actually continues a bit here. Let me pull us up.
It's just a time lapse of me making the fort.
Oh, okay. That's right. You're just in the back moving a bunch of stuff.
I go to binaries reclaimer because we just boarded back to back 3 reclaimers and binaries, munching them by going to binaries reclaimer, and I build a fort.
Okay. Yep, you're right. From here, you guys are just
That's what
stacking.
made the $1 billion hit.
And I wanted that view right there. Just how tall you could fucking get those.
I always
So-
stack 5 high. Yeah.
Yeah. So going back to the boarding, you guys got on board like I don't think there could have been any more time spent outside. Like,
If they knew that it wasn't soft death, like if they knew that it was just sitting there, they should have been right at that door right away. But they got on there quick enough, so
yeah. See, and then like immediately turns around and they're
Yep.
moving.
yeah,
Like
that's why you need to push it.
Before that boarding, there was a significant. We weren't sure what to do. I think the other guy wanted to soft death it, so we're kind of give him a minute almost before he actually decided to go on.
that makes sense. Well, what I found fascinating is immediately, as soon as you guys are inside, you're met with resistance. I'll just play it from here again.
Yep.
I mean, how often is it that we come across a reclaimer crew that is actually prepared?
Geared more and more often, prepared not as often.
Yeah.
That's fair. Well, I think all of these guys had gears, like armor and weapons on them, so they might have been victims previously.
That was a first for me in about 24 hits, seeing them all geared.
We're starting to see it more and more, which is nice because it means that we're having an effect.
I'll just go through the video again once more because there's a lot of good parts here, a lot of good talking. It's muted now, but Sophia did a good job communicating the whole time through this. I know that she says she complains about her own amount of talking. She says that she doesn't like seeing it. But honestly, I think she's doing it right.
Yeah.
She's communicating exactly what she's doing, and especially when she's on point.
I was just about to say, especially when you're on point.
I agree. Comms were absolutely perfect. I know in the video I had my OBS did not capture my mic.
Nah, that's all right. Mine, yeah, I always forget to do that too. Good choice not taking that elevator. That thing's a death trap. But what I like, again, it's muted, but Teasy's up front communicating what he's watching from the bridge.
Yeah.
So that you guys know what to expect when you get there.
I like that you use Sophia as a soft landing there.
Yeah, I don't think that maneuver works without somebody to land on, and in the future that may not work because you may squash your friend. But for right now, that's brilliant.
Yeah, it was. The fuzzy bear head landing.
Yep, and there's everybody saying, yep, clear, clear, clear.
Nicely done.
Fucking awesome, guys.
That was textbook.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Any closing comments on that? I mean, I don't know what else to say on it.
Another small thing I would have done differently is I would have brought the reclaimer directly to binary, but it was already secure there. So.
Yeah, it's some of the best ball in action I've seen. It was just like clear and consistent.
Sorry that I keep clearing my throat on you guys. I've got myself a cold today. Got one video here from you, Mr. Wilco. It is this one. And I don't know if you wanted to talk through the whole thing, but I just wanted to show the part where our $1 billion hit got rammed.
You jump straight to it. There's a little bit before that kind of shows like the scene. Like we've got the area.
Okay, we'll watch from there.
We've got round there.
So here you're in a Gladius. I'll just play this part.
But at least you made. Yeah, I'm glad you made it out of there because we didn't.
Yeah,
we thought
right.
they fucking killed you with that ram. So
Yeah,
Dude,
they've
they
already
sent
tried
me
to
into
put
a
that
death.
So we've got our we've got a whole C out. So I actually it's rare that I see a whole C taken out. So what prompted that decision?
We already took out a C2 that got blown up because they were coming. I think there was about 3 or 4 of them that just kept returning constantly. Eclipses. The whole C was throw the boxes on multiple guys, just quickly snap it. Like with the C2, you've got that like narrow corridor that you've got to kind of maneuver and snap to the grid. So you've got that option to just throw it on the side. It's in theory should be a lot quicker, but you are obviously you got the disadvantage about coming to sail. You've got to unload it to a different ship.
That makes sense. I'll keep playing.
Spiral.
But we
I
saw
was
that.
blacked for like that entire time after they hit me before I jumped out. I was blacked out.
Sam, you want to go get
Here's
us
the
some
hit.
countermeasures and some missiles?
Contact.
Yeah, enhanced HD. Oh my god, he ran it. Fuck.
It's destroyed. Whole season.
Yeah.
Was
It's
it?
enhanced HD.
So that kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier, is like how easy it is for like an operation to be ruined, and it's very hard to just protect against absolutely everything that can happen.
We had like a 2-3 second alert with that notification that there's not a lot you could do unless you were doing like Gaston with finger on the trigger ready to jump, but even still then like there was no fucking warning.
Yeah, like there's the alert that he popped up right there, and it's like
Done.
I think 5 seconds total, and I think you had just enough time for someone to say that he's coming in, and like that's it.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. Like they gave us a good fight before, and it was just this one guy that was persistent on ramming. I think it probably is Reclaimer because he was the most salty. But yeah, it kind of like I don't know. You could say it leaves a bad taste in the mouth because, like, yeah, fair enough. You've got your cargo stolen, but ramming, like in certain ships, yeah, it's a viable strat. But this is just like. You're not valuing your like character's life, are you? Or...
Right. Yeah. There's no repercussion for it yet, so eventually there will be, and people will think twice about doing that.
No, I will tell you, I did talk to Enhanced HD after the fight.
Yeah.
I got to talk to him, and he apologized profusely for the ramming. He admitted that it was shitty and that he was having a bad time and was upset for losing. So.
Well. I'm,
Still,
you're a
gonna
good
hold
man for
against
talking.
him, but-
So for going over there and talking with him.
I don't think it's a good excuse for doing it, but
Were you guys right off of an OM? Is that how he found you, or did the body disappear?
no, we were actually at a Hammerhead wreck site.
Oh, okay.
They had the mission, so they kept coming back to the mission beacon.
Right. Gotcha.
Oh, so that's why we couldn't get away from him.
Yeah, because one of our guys was literally just trolling the belt and found.
Yeah, that was me that found it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I usually just go into the asteroid belt in yellow and just circle, and as soon as I see a Reclaimer, I tell everyone to jump on.
So is that what the beginning part of your video,
so
like this here?
Me just patrolling the belt, and it made for an awesome battlefield because usually we're sat at OMs, But with all these asteroids around and all these fighters coming in, it gave everyone like a decent chance to practice their skills.
So that's what this part is then, is you found this guy out in the asteroid belt. So how do you typically go about finding people? Are there a few spots that they always spawn, or do you just literally fly around the asteroid field until you find someone?
On Yellow, there's like big asteroids, like they're a lot chunkier. Some of them have red lights on, and around that location is where the hammerhead wreck sites spawn. So if you just like go to an OM and beam out straight towards one, you're bound to find a reclaimer or a hammerhead. You can check the contract log to see if anyone's accepted the mission, and if they have, they're bound to be around the belt. So you just do a lap. It maybe 15 minutes, but you could be guaranteed 10-15 mil.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah,
I'm impressed.
Yeah, so that was the C2 that blew up earlier, but I didn't get that clip.
Oh, okay. Well, cool. Well, good job there, Guest Team. I mean, good job to the whole org. That was, and thanks to BSI for mostly being good sports about it. That was our billionth UEC hit since January, for this year. And, a billion UEC means more in some patches than it does in others. But for us, it's a pretty big milestone. We've had a lot of good activity. We've had a lot of pirates going out and finding ships. So it's no small thing for us. I think it'll definitely be much more difficult to achieve that in some patches, or maybe even easier. I know that during the drug runs, I think, what do we pull now? What's like the biggest amount that we're able to pull off of these reclaimer hits? Like 9 mil?
I think they're 8 to 9 mil.
Okay. I remember on the drug bust, what was our record for a single hit? Was it like 30 something mil?
Oh wait, I'm sorry. The reclaimer hits. It really depends on how much they're carrying, because it varies wildly.
Okay.
The biggest one I've seen us put a hit tracker out for was like 17.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it can be like
we had to have like munched the reclaimer afterwards to get
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
basically
8, but still
8,
15 mil just from the Luton side, and maybe from if they came back and tried to fight us.
Yeah.
But
So you're basically looking at like 3 to 17 ballpark.
Well, I guess my point is like back when the drug running was like the most lucrative one. I remember a really big hit being like 30 something mil.
Yeah, those Weevil eggs were delicious.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and
I did
switch
a question
to the next video
for Guestium before we moved on. After the ramming event, I noticed you guys swapped to smaller cargo haulers to avoid being hit again. Whose idea was that?
Wasn't that Jolly?
Was that Jolly that instituted that? Okay.
He brought out the Caterpillar, but it got torpedoed.
Yeah, and then I saw you guys were using C1s, so you could do small groups and fill it up real fast and then just move to try to get as much total profit out as possible. So I just wanted to say I thought that was a really good idea, swapping to the smaller ships that were harder to torpedo, harder to ram.
Yep.
Okay, so this next one I wish TZ was here, because he was the star of this one. This is, I think few of you were around for this one, few of you were there. This was when he did the insider, when he incited the crew on the reclaimer. And I don't know if you guys are familiar, but there's this dude on Reddit and on Spectrum that keeps calling us hackers because we're not hackers. He keeps saying that we break TOS because we apparently used the whatever Spectrum's freaking teacher thing is, the
mentorship.
There we go. Well, that was this guy. Apparently this was his reclaimer. I don't know if we did or not, but very likely TZ just hopped on board. In fact, I think early in this video it shows him just like saying, "Yeah, I want to be on your crew." So I'm just gonna play a couple of segments. I've got 3 segments here, and this one's just 2 minutes long. So if you guys have any comments, just feel free to pipe up. I'll even pause it for you if you want.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna fucking kill this guy now.
So he's got all of his stuff stored on his person.
We're not ready.
I like how he's drag dropping all the ammo.
Right
We gotta
click
get
it
a
with
gear.
all.
Huh?
Easy.
What's up?
Right click and kill Paul.
Somebody tell him that he can double click that shit.
Oh my god.
You could also have just double clicked it.
You're a genius.
Oka.
Okay. I'm gonna leave the party.
You might
Wait,
want to look where this
I like how he's being coached through this. Everyone's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, just get an invite. Actually, don't even invite him until he's killed them. Why are we?
Yeah, just kill him
complicating it?
first.
He has gun markers on them right now.
I'd go to the driver first.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna drive it first.
Do you have armor, Oka?
It's kind of concerning that, like, he's gonna go sneak up on this guy and he just walks throughout the whole ship with his gun drawn.
Well, we're gonna go get our bodies, aren't we?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I had nice Crusader ship. Of course, every time I go out in expensive armor, I'm never killed by someone. Only myself.
It's like one more.
You have
should
one
let him
more.
get it,
Just
then he can
hold
fill the
still
hopper
for a
and
little
then-
bit longer.
Yep.
The bumpiest elevator ride.
So at this point,
This guy right
TZ had been
Hey,
inciting
what's-
these guys for about an hour.
Big point.
It isn't the longest one I've seen, though.
He's just bugged.
Now he's dead. Alright, go kill the other guy.
I need this guy's gun.
Get the party invite.
Oh my
wait
god,
till he
bro.
kills the other guy. Why? Because he has a god marker for the other guy.
And again, he's dragging.
Oh, it's so painful.
I know. It's so.
Cheesy, if you're watching, double click everything.
Why?
Okay, now he's ready to finish off the last guy. I like this play here, though. He's just in chat. He's like,
That doesn't say anything. That's us.
well, he's trying to. Chat's broken. But he's trying to throw them off. Like, what happened? Yeah, there you go.
TZ is actually watching. He says he can't hear
Kill
anything.
this guy first.
Give me the invite. I know where he is.
Well, I'll throw this up on.
YouTube.
Yeah, I'll throw this up on YouTube later.
Cool.
Send it.
It's sent.
I would have still
Are we
waited
bringing
until I
out
downed the
railroad
second
deep
guy.
space?
Yes, but go to. Where is
I'm
Yes.
in a reclaimer, so
Somebody with a fighter, go to him.
I don't see him.
I think he finds the
be a yellow
guy up here somewhere. Oh, yeah. So, what was happening was he was watching the elevator here. And at some point, the elevator disappears.
Good.
The shields.
And he's waiting for it to come back. So there's one other guy on this ship.
is someone going to kill Gooey? Or are you gonna met him?
Inciting like this can always be nerve-wracking, even if it's just one-on-one, and you have the element of surprise, because it's really easy to mess it up for yourself.
Hi.
Oh, hello, Dylan.
There it is.
I'm no reload.
Here is where he messes up.
Oh god,
What?
He got him. He just got knocked out.
So the guy does a takedown on him, but the other dude makes the additional mistake of
You guys
not
on the
finishing
ship?
him off.
Yes. No, we're not there. We're not there.
Oh,
We're not
right,
there.
yeah. It's only like
Denny, do you have your
7
dampener
seconds or
up?
something.
Yeah. My QED up.
Fucking idiot!
No way.
Fucking idiot!
That is amazing.
Get that ship out of there, bro.
You stupid idiot!
That's fucking hilarious.
So if there's ever a case as to why you should carry a second sidearm or a sidearm at all, like, there it is.
Yeah, for real. That was good.
That's funny as shit.
But he didn't go to double tap school.
Fucking TZ's like, you idiot.
Oh, that's good. Good shit.
And then I think I've only got one more video, and then we can, if you guys have any videos that you want to share, we can go through those too. This last one is from Rock Guy, who is in Wraiths. He was going to join us tonight, and I think something popped up, so he wasn't unable to. But he is in an ion and oh right, so there's two different scenes here I wanted to show. Let me put it up on screen. Essentially just him using an ion to kill something, and I don't get to see a lot of ion kills, unfortunately, but I think they're always fun when they happen.
Go kill this fucker.
Okay, Mantis is gonna drop.
Yo, get me close. I'm gonna go kill this fucker.
Alright.
Up your fucking hands.
Someone else go in with them just to back him up?
Yeah, I'll go in. I got guns.
I got the fucking
Mantis
Borisov
has
on.
dropped QED.
Oh, you know what? I think I missed it. We're just going into the boarding action.
You guys come in the side.
I look forward to one day us being able to hack those doors instead of just shooting them open.
We also have an elevator in the bottom.
He came back into the cockpit. He's leaving the cockpit again.
I'm with you, Sloppy. Let's go. Breach, breach, breach.
Yeah, he's in the turret elevator room.
Since there's multiple of you, one of you guys take the ladder, one of you guys go down the elevator shaft when you get over the cockpit.
The new EV8 system.
He looks odd. Did he kill himself?
Amazing as well. It's a bit
No, I just scanned and he's alive.
Okay.
Okay, Druid is EVA as well. I'm gonna watch and make sure he doesn't go down the personal elevator.
There's one point I want to bring up here is when EVAing, everyone always tries to orient themselves as if they were walking through the ship when it has gravity. And every time I board or I lead a boarding team, I try to get people to offset themselves. Nobody should be standing or floating the same direction. Everybody should be different. It prevents whoever's defending from being able to get a series of lucky headshots if everyone's head is in different angles. Now I know this is just Rock Guy. Actually, I think there's Sloppenheimer's there too. But just watching him go down these corridors for the first part was pretty good because he was tilted sideways, and people don't really expect that. But here he just kind of stands up.
I'm on the main elevator.
That personal elevator is shitty in 0G.
It is, but
my
it's
gosh.
still a possibility, and I don't want him squirting.
Leo,
I'm right behind you.
Yeah.
Leo, turn your lights on.
See, Sloppenheimer did it well
You
there.
have sirens for a reason.
Oh, shots
He
fired,
pooped.
shots fired. Where's he at?
He's down.
He's down.
He's down.
Yeah, Rock Guy went down head first, which is the way to do that. 'Cause
Shit.
Yep, Sloppenheimer did that as well.
Shown first.
Yeah. Yep, Sloppenheimer did that as well when they both went down. And that was the good way, or the right way to do it. That way you can actually peek. Sorry. Whoops. Trying to get one more guy in here today. All right. What did you guys think? Should we go back to it?
Yeah, no, it was all right. Sometimes it can be difficult, as you mentioned, going in on the angle because your legs will clip something on the wall or something. I know I go in standing up quite a lot too, just so that I don't clip everything and get spun around. But it is a good idea to go in at different angles for sure. Coming into the mess hall here, where the table is, he puts his back to the way that the enemy would have been, so that's no bueno. And
Yeah,
then right
for
here,
sure.
he decides to reload right before the door opens, which is also not a very good idea. Other than that, Looked good.
Yeah, it was pretty clean. It was a mad dash
Yeah,
to
it's
the
in a rough
front.
spot.
Yeah, it is. I look forward to these videos with the new EVA. I think in this scenario, I think they knew that there was only one guy on board, and they had visual of him on the bridge.
Yeah, then no big.
So it wasn't too. There wasn't too much of a threat moving through the vessel.
Just habits to
yeah
keep in mind.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you guys think, Wilco, Guestium?
After you, Guestium.
I was just gonna say the EVA angles thing. That's a good idea. I'd never thought of that before, and that's all for me.
Yeah, and
all right.
With the guard on the front, you can look through the cockpit as well. That extra bit of intel, like any extra intel when boarding, is crucial. Especially like someone scanning, they can keep tabs on how many people are still alive, if they're still on the ship, because we've had people disembark when we're boarded, so they can end up getting a flank round us.
Oh yeah, I have seen that before. Oh, that was pretty nuts. I'm trying to remember which video that was, and if you can remember, if you've got it, I wouldn't mind showing it. But I think that was in a Corsair, wasn't it?
Yeah, I've seen it in a Corsair. I've seen it in a Reclaimer as well. It was on that hit on the video I took, but I didn't board, so I didn't capture them leaving. I think my shadow play only captures like 5 minutes at a time.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. What I've got up on screen now is just, I don't know if you guys were there for it. It was the large fight that we had with ITC and the Idris that one of their guys managed to steal. This wasn't during the Idris competition. This was like right after. And one of their guys managed to get in an Idris, but that's not at this point in the fight. I'll fast forward to it here shortly. But yeah, boarding can be really dangerous. For the longest time, I was actually quite opposed to boarding just because of how dangerous it was. But I think I've kind of come to my senses in that boarding is just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And like, it doesn't matter if it's dangerous, it's just fun to do. And there's right ways to do it too. And you know, it really comes down to like the whole reason why I enjoy piracy is like because it's the most dangerous game. You know, you board a ship and you don't know what the owner is going to do. Kind of like what you guys were just pointing out, Guestium and Wilco, is like sometimes they get out of their ship and literally go around behind you. Other times they're not armed. Most of the time they're just straight up unprepared. But occasionally, like with one of the earlier videos, they have multiple people in armor and weapons, and like that's always, you know, terrifying, but fun and challenging.
Yeah, well, I would say piracy is the only gameplay loop that includes all of the gameplays. Like you've got your box stacking when you rob the boxes, you've got your cargo hauling when selling, salvaging when we munch, and mining when we end up going to prison.
Oh yeah, you know, I was having that conversation. Who was I having that talk with? It might have been with the Pirate Council. But piracy literally is like the most involved gameplay loop. It involves the most amount of other loops in its action. Kind of like you just said, like there's cargo, there's salvaging, there's security, there's all sorts of things. Boarding.
There's a lot of logistics to it.
There really is. I mean, we have to be pretty knowledgeable about like cargo routes. Where people make all their money, where people do all their mining, etc., etc. Speaking of, have you guys had any run-ins with miners? Like any mining ships?
Yeah,
a couple.
let me clarify.
Not particularly, no.
I've run into a few over the time. done an extortion on a mole. Killed the mole, stole its bags, put it on our mole. Yeah, a few here and there, but they're not really big money. It's more for the gameplay at that point.
Yeah.
I think you are just chasing what the current meta is as well.
Yeah.
Like you said before, when people are doing drug runs, you've got to change your location to follow where the money is, because that's where the people are playing.
Yeah, I think it would be easier. So I think two things are preventing us from doing. I like how in this fight, sorry, side note, I like how Spectre's just naked. Like he's a man that can lose nothing.
A naked man playing with his stick.
What was I going to say? Yeah, so for mining, I think the problem, there's like a couple of different problems with mining right now, at least as far as piracy goes. One, you can't really, I mean, unless you bring your own mole, you can't really steal what they have. And even if you do, I'm not even sure that you can sell it. And maybe you have that answer, Canuck.
I don't know what it is now, but I think it was like 318 PTU, maybe. It was one of the PTUs. You could actually scoop a bag into like the back of a Cuddy Black and then take it to a refinery and sell it. I don't know if they've changed that now. So, but it was always easier to just bring your own mole or prospector and just throw the bags on it and away you go.
Okay. I think the other problem is like right now you can't really find miners. Most of them are out in the Aaron Halo.
Yeah, I mean, there's no when there's no purpose to the things that they're mining. Like, I mean, if we had base building where iron was big for something specific, you might go to where iron is plentiful and be able to kind of narrow it down a little bit. But until we get something like that, then it's sporadic.
Yeah, that topic came up at a meeting recently where it was just like, people were complaining because, for one, the economy is kind of bad, so there's not a lot of cargo haulers to begin with.
Yeah.
So we're not seeing a lot of those. And then, like, forget finding a miner because all the miners are out in the Aaron Halo, and you're not realistically going to be able to catch a miner out there.
No.
You'll have to forgive.
Special guest.
Yeah, a little furry special guest.
Yeah, no, it's more just kind of following the trade meta for now. That's going to bring the action for pirates.
Yeah, exactly. And I think salvage has been really good for us. It's been pretty lucrative for the people doing it. So much so that they don't feel like they need to be careful, and just makes easy targets.
Yep.
And there's a lot of them. I mean, like, every time our guys go out, I think they're hitting one. I mean, we got guys out right now that I think, like, I'm looking at some of their streams right now, and they're all out around Yella. Or actually, they might be practicing. My bad. Let's go ahead and fast forward this video. I just wanted to show you guys where the Idris was. Does anybody else have any videos they want to go over?
I don't.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a ton on my YouTube. It's just whatever you're looking for.
Oh, really? Anything of interest? I think at this point, we might try wrapping it up unless we got anything we want to watch.
Yep.
But I just wanted to show this Idris here. So I was actually part of this fight. And my God, this took forever. I think Void Eagle told us how much hull health the Idris had, and it was something like 60 million.
Yeah, stupid. This thing blew me up like 4 times, I think, with the railgun.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, I kept bringing the Inferno and the Ion. I just kept switching between them, and and I wasn't paying attention. Apparently, I just get lost in the pew pew, and it would eventually get its nose on me.
I got the killing blow on it with a retaliator.
Nice.
The killing blow was was 2 torpedoes, and I did a high speed pass, but like it had already eaten like 3 torpedoes previously, like shot down any number of them. It had also like eaten a handful of torpedoes from another guy who was in an eclipse. Like this thing was just not dying.
Yeah.
And I wonder if I can fast forward to the part where it actually does get killed. But golly, I mean, this is like an hour later. We're still fighting this thing. Jeez, I don't even know. But I do remember, didn't he jump away at some point too?
No, I think we held him the whole time. It was just, it went on for a extended period of time.
It's just a really long ass fight. Oh, there's the torpedoes. There they are. All right. Well, anyway, not a good view of that, but great fight. So thank you, Spectre, for recording all that. And anyways, thanks everybody for showing up for this hit and review. This is my first time doing it in like this podcast style. I think I've got some lessons learned. I think we've got some way forward on it. It'll get better over time, more interesting. But I kind of like this format. I like having the people on that were in the videos or around talking about what they did and why, and just having straight commentary on like, hey, what's good and what was bad. And I think I want to continue doing this. So thank you all for showing up.
Cool. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah. All right, guys. Take care.
See ya.
Bye.
See ya.